history of communications, social media is the first tool that can enable groups, can enable conversation, can enable engagement, and can enable news around these issues. And it's free. The story of the money in politics movement so far is no doubt a struggle, but there have been moments of inspiration that all of you can likely attest to here that have made you inspired to join and inspired to fight back against corporate influence in our elections. Think back into that moment. Now imagine being able to share that moment in an instant. That is the importance of social media, the ability to share ideas, create conversations around those ideas, and then to target stakeholders like journalists or legislators to act on those ideas and spread them further. So to keep this video short, here are 5 ways that you can take action on social media. The first step to being on social media is figuring out what you want to say and what your goals are. Once you can figure out a goal, it's much easier to be more effective with social media. Once you figure out why you want to say something, you want to figure out the content of the messages you're trying to put out there. Photos and videos do far better on social media than other types of content. If you're not a graphic designer or a filmmaker, that's okay. You can still create content that can move on social media. There are sites like morguefile.com that have royalty-free stock photography that you can use and alter. PicMonkey.com is a free tool that you can use to edit photos that is similar to Photoshop but far easier. The third thing you want to think about when it comes to social media is the engagement aspect. It's very critical that you take the time to answer people's questions and also address any concerns or criticisms that happen on your social media accounts. This is important for 2 reasons. The first is that it gives you an opportunity to engage with somebody who might not be sure about an issue and point them in the right direction. Secondly, by not responding, it shows that you may not care about their question, or you may not have an answer, which, especially when we're trying to grow a movement, that is not something that we want to forget. There are great tools like soundoff@congress.org that allow you to create campaigns targeted to a legislator around a certain issue. Thunderclap allows you to create groups around certain messages where you can use other social networks to amplify what you're trying to say. The fourth thing to think about with social media, and this sort of goes with the content piece, is to think outside of the money and politics box. While many of us are thinking about this issue on a day-to-day basis, most of the people might not be. And so that's why it's important to think about what's happening in the world. Perhaps it's a holiday, it's a birthday of an acclaimed person, or it's an event. You have to get creative and think about ways that you can engage around the money and politics issue while sort of putting your 2 cents into whatever's happening in the world. Last thing to take away from this is that at the end of the day, while social media is crucial in getting messages out there, the most important part is for people to get outside and organize with others, create discussions around this topic, and make things that can go on social media. Don't underestimate the power of making a video or taking photos. These types of things show other people that this is happening, and it helps with the narrative that we are growing as a movement, and it needs to be considered in all of our campaign strategies. If you have more questions, you can tweet at FSFP at my Twitter handle, or visit us at freespeechforpeople.org to learn more.